Hello, everyone. This is Nasiba from RagDoc. Want a study guide, recap, and a quick quiz from one article? Then NotebookLM is your tool. To explore NotebookLM, what you need to do is you go to Google and then you're gonna Google NotebookLM. And hopefully, the first thing you see is gonna be this link right here. It's gonna be a black circle with wavy white lines. So if you click on this, it will take you directly to this page right here. Now, you're going to have to use your Gmail accounts, school Gmail accounts, personal Gmail accounts, whatever you prefer, no issues at all. Then you're going to click on that Try Notebook LM, and then it's going to take you directly to here if you're already signed in. But if you have not signed in on this browser yet, then you have to sign in order to see this page. Okay, so what you do is you create a new notebook, and then it's going to take you to this page here. Okay, so one thing you need to know about NotebookLM that it does not recognize any Microsoft products. It does recognize PDF, text, or any audio. It does recognize anything from Google Workspace, so Google Sheets, Google Slides, any links for websites or any YouTube videos, as well as you can actually copy anything from anywhere and paste it right here as a source. Okay, no matter how it is, but you can only add 50 source to one notebook. You cannot exceed the 50. Okay, so this is what you can do. So as an example, what I did is I have two examples. So one of them is what I did, I copied a book from the internet in Arabic. So what I did is I just got here, said choose a file, and I have an Arabic book right there. I said open, and it's just gonna open right here. It takes a little time because it's a very big book. Okay. So what it did, it actually gave me a summary of what it is, even though the book itself is actually in Arabic, is not in English. But what I want you to pay attention to is the studio panel here on the right. So you're gonna see four things in here. Okay, so there's audio overview, video overview, mind map, and reports. Unfortunately, the mind map it created for this, it's kind of mostly English, but there is Arabic into it as well. One, it kind of sees it first. So it's an interactive mind map. So if you click on this little arrow, it's going to take you to more, expands more into that topic. And if you notice, there's both languages in here. Now, let's say that you want to know more about this, the ذكر المواطن والنظائر والأشباه. Okay, so if you click on that, so it's like you're telling NotebookLM that you want to expand more into this. So what NotebookLM is using Gemini as its AI model, and it only uses the sources that you uploaded in order to answer any question that you put here. So this notebook does not go to the internet in order to answer your question. It only uses the sources you provided, which is this one here. Okay. So try everything in English and Arabic when possible. But if you actually want, when you ask a question, you can tell it and specify that you want everything to be in Arabic, just like I did here. I tried to set to give me the mind map in Arabic. It did, but not an interactive one. It gave me the first branch, the second branch, and all that, but it's all in Arabic, but it's not interactive. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to those bubbles. So these bubbles, it actually referencing it or shows you exactly where it got this information. So right here, as you can actually see, the book is actually just a scan, which is an image of the book in Arabic, and it tried to summarize it and it's referencing it for you. Now, any question you ask in any language, it will answer you according to the source that you actually have selected. Okay. Now, another thing I will come back to this audio and video in a different example. Let me just show you this here report, and it says new on it. So if you click on it, there is things, which is the format. There's 4 basic things that you can do, but if you notice, it says loading suggestion. Here is using Gemini, is studying the source that you have in order to suggest the things that you can do with this. Okay, so you can do a vocabulary builder if you want. You can summarize it. You can do critical addition, right? You can do more. Okay, so let's say that you're gonna choose critical addition, right? And then you're gonna click on there. You can choose the language, so you can do Arabic if you prefer, or any language that you actually want. And then let's just keep it English. And here is your prompt. Now you can add to this, you can modify it, you can just start from scratch, whatever you prefer. Just add your prompt to exactly how you report wanted it to be. And then you're gonna say generate. So when you generate, again, the bigger the PDF, the bigger the source, the longer it will take to, unfortunately, create those reports. So I created the study guide for this. Okay, so if you notice, I did not actually specify the language when I did this. It did it on its own because it's in Arabic. But if you do specify anything else, it will does not. So it gonna go through it, summarize it. It's gonna give you a little quiz of it, and then the actual answers to those questions as well. There is like open-end questions, and then I think at the end that is actually the sources, okay, or the words or the vocabulary it uses and description of it. Okay, so this is a little about how to use this with anything. Let's say if it's a little bit Arabic. Okay, now this is going to take time. We can come back to, but it's going to look exactly like the study guide. Okay, so another example is here. So what I did is I have PowerPoints for a training session that I did, and I wanted to give the sources to the teachers. So what I did is I created a PDF version of my PowerPoint and I uploaded it here. So what I did is give me a little summary about this, okay? Now, let's say that you really like this here about the summary. If you do not save it to your note, anything that you see in the little chat area, if you don't save it into your note, it will disappear as soon as you refresh. If you want to keep it, you have to tell it to save it to notes, which is right here. It just added it to the right side. Okay, now the audio. Let's look into the audio. So if I click on the little pen, then I will see format, different formats. Okay, so you can briefly have a little audio about it. You can critique it, their sources. You can have a debate, right? You can also choose the languages that you actually want the sound to be in, the length. Now, if you select the default one, then it depends on how big your source is. The bigger the source, right, the longer the actual audio will be, or even the video. It applies also to the video. Okay, and the longer you create something, it kind of like logically it will take more time to do it. Okay, now if you have any specifications that you need your audio to have, then you can just mention it in this little box in here. Okay, now if you do generate, then it will look something like this here. Okay, so if you notice, there is 3 things in here showing up next to the audio. There's a wavy hand, it's called interactive mode. There is a play button, and there's a 3 buttons. Now the 3 buttons in here you can rename, you can download if you want, you can share only this, and you can delete. Okay, now if you only play this, okay, then you're just gonna hear people talking, summarizing the content. Okay, I know the sounds is not gonna show into the video that I'm recording right now, but it's just explaining the actual sources of in a very kind of interactive way. Okay, now if let's say that you have a question, okay, about this, you either gonna have to go back to the PowerPoint, or you're gonna actually have to go to the presenter, which is me, in order to ask me question, emails, and depends on how busy I am. I may not get back to you for another 2 or 3 days. Okay, so what you can actually do is you click on that wavy hand, and what it does is gonna open the same audio file that you have in there, and it's gonna give you the chance to listen. And then when you have a question, you can just stop it by joining. So here I'm gonna play it. And if you notice that these wavy lines, that means they're talking. Okay. And what you can do is you can join the conversation right here and you ask your question and they will answer you right away. Okay. So the people in the actual recording, they will answer your question and then move along where you actually made them stop. Okay. So this about it. So it's really powerful tool when it comes to review a topic, review for your exams and whatnot. You can actually upload the textbook and then create study guides for this or an audio overview as well. Okay. So another thing that we want to look into is the video overview. So the video overview, it's a little bit limited. So you can actually also define the language that you want, and then you can specify anything you want your video to have. Okay. And then you click on generate. So if you do generate, then it's going to look something like this. Okay. So if you click on play, what it does, I did not specify anything. I did not give anything. It did everything on its own. Okay. So Gemini did all of this on its own. So it kind of decided the color theme, what's really important, all of these shapes, all of that. It was actually done by AI itself, which is Gemini. Okay. So it's really good tool for even the students who are struggling. So because maybe English is not their first language and they have difficulty understanding, they can actually ask anything in Arabic for that English source and it will answer in Arabic as well. Okay. So, so that's everything here. Now we looked into the mind map. It's exactly the same idea as the other example I showed. And here, if you click on here, see that suggestion format is different because the source is different. It's not like the book suggestions. Okay. Now let's say that you are done and you are happy with everything that you created. Now it's time to share it with the students or the teachers in my case. So what I do is I click on share, and then if you click on anyone with a link, and then you copy the link and distribute this. Okay. So this is about everything about Notebook LM. Now, if I deselect the PDF as a source. Right now in here it says start typing. I cannot actually type anything at all. And the reason why, because I cannot ask my Notebook LM any question if it doesn't know where to look at. It needs a library. It needs a source in order to know how to answer you. Okay. But if I select it now, then I can actually type again. Okay. But if I deselect, I cannot ask. And this is a good thing because NotebookLM does not use the internet to answer any questions. It only uses the sources that you provide. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you enjoyed the session.